So this week is now being called #LeakWeek, in which each day we receive a page of information on the new Call of Duty Zombies leak. And this has been given by a YouTuber by the name of Long Sensation, who has many sources, he claims, and he's leaked some information before and it has been correct as well. There are 7 pages in total, 1 of each will be leaked every day, and I will be covering them as well unless these are disproven. But this does sound awesome just reading it over. Here is all the information he detailed. So this is his post. Disclaimer: none of this information is official or confirmed. This information was provided to me alongside leaked marketing material on Friday evening, in which I leaked on Twitter, which was covered by Charlie Intel and other websites. The document is a 7-page document, and for YouTube content purposes I'll be releasing 1 page per day. I'm sure you'll understand. The source is the same source I have used since day one. This source is known as CJC76, a creditable source that has leaked Black Ops 2 multiplayer information early and Black Ops 3 information early. Although around 90% of his information has become true, the source is still credible. So page 2 out of 7 will be released tomorrow. In Zombies, Treyarch have been very secretive with their zombies, and as yet I've not gathered much information. However, I can tell you there will be essentially 2 different zombie storylines to keep the zombies community happy and interested in the series. Although the origin storyline has finished, a Nazi zombies map will be shipped with the game. This is once again for nostalgia and to bring the players back to the World at War feel. The storyline is an alternative ending to Origins and sets up the path on how Element 115 is once again exploited for its unique properties. Element 115 is once again used to make super soldiers, and although Element 115 has been controlled in the sense that zombies are no longer mindless, walking freaks wanting to eat brains. No one could have predicted the outbreak. Zombies AI has been rebuilt from the ground up and will still allow the classic Zombies train AI we all know and love. But the new Zombies AI will demonstrate a new intelligent breed of zombies that allows zombies to demonstrate some new interesting characteristics. Only the cursed survive will be a popular phrase and used and explains the story of the next zombie storyline. At the moment, the information I have on this is that essentially a company dealing with Element 115 believes that everyone needs this brand new treatment to allow for human evolution to continue, and with Element 115 eternal life is possible and can bring those back from the dead. When the company is told that the governments will not fund the outlandish project, the company seek private funding. All this will be shown via cutscenes similar to Advanced Warfare's Exo-Zombies and will give the story a campaign feel, unlike previous titles. Each map, currently unknown on the amount, it is believed to be at least 3 or 4, will have specific roles and missions that you can complete if you'd like to go through the maps in order. Failure to complete these missions will not penalise the player in any way, and if the players wish, they can play each individual map as they please to get to the highest round possible. This all explains the zombie holding the black card. The zombie is Agent Hudson in the marketing material, which shows the logo of the company in which infected him. Although now infected or cursed, he still knows he has his purpose. The zombie also is shadowing over the city, which states that the zombie is still aware of what he's doing and still wants to pursue in infecting the world, which will continue the human evolution on a bright path, or so they still believe. The people behind the company are essentially psychos, to say the least. The features of this new Black Ops 3 game with zombies will have the original Origins characters to return for the spin-off storyline, perks will return, Pack-a-Punch will return, Nazi zombies will return for 1 map, and there may be more in DLC. The ray gun returns as the ray gun Mark III. The zombies will not have advanced mechanics such as thrusting and will remain the traditional Treyarch zombies we all know and love. Custom camos from the Gunsmith app can be transferred across all game modes: zombies, multiplayer and campaign. Brand new XP progression system. Maps will have roles and missions. Players will not be penalised for failing to complete these, and there will be 3 to 4 maps released on launch. One of these will be a Nazi zombie map. Remember, this is just a leak, a potential leak, so just like all the other leaks, it could be completely wrong. So take this with a grain of salt, but this is what's been detailed. It does sound pretty cool. Let me know your opinions down below in the comment section, and I'll see you all next time. How are we doing, everyone? I'm Ducky, and welcome back to the leak week for Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Today we've received details on the grenades and equipment within Black Ops 3, as well as some score streaks too. Now this is page number 2 or day 2 out of 7 of hashtag Leak Week, and every day we're going to be receiving a new page or piece of information on this new game. This is all a leak and is not officially confirmed or anything like that. However, it's come from people who have played the pre-alpha as well. So some of these details may be inaccurate a bit, they say, because it was the pre-alpha. They can change the names and some of the effects and how powerful these things are, but the concepts should stay the same. So first of all, we received details of the lethal grenades. Now remember, all of these could also appear within, this is mainly about the multiplayer, but some of these could also appear within the campaign and zombies as well, because if we remember back to Black Ops 2, we had the EMP grenade brought into Black Ops 2 multiplayer, and then it was also in zombies, and also some other special grenades did not appear in certain game modes and were exclusive to others too. But this is page 3. So the lethal grenades we have are the fragmentation grenade, which produces a lethal radius of damage upon detonation and can be cooked like in previous Call of Duty games. Semtex is a grenade that sticks to surfaces before detonating. The thermite grenade, a thermite grenade detonates a cluster of heat radiation upon detonation. The combat axe or tomahawk is a retrievable ace that causes death on impact. C4, a plastic explosive device that is detonated remotely, however must hit the ground before detonation, unlike previous games that would allow us to double tap the use button to detonate it in mid-air. We also have the destruction mine, and the destruction mine will explode and deal damage once triggered. This is kind of like a claymore. With the tactical grenades, we have the flash grenade, which literally visually flashes the enemies out, and the concussion will concuss the enemies, usually with quite a loud bang and a bit of a stun. The EMP, this destroys equipment, score streaks and enemies HUD and cybernetics for a short duration. The smoke grenade is detonating to produce a cloud of smoke for a short duration. The trophy drone is a hovering stationary drone capable of destroying 2 enemy projectiles. Vicinity mine tags enemies on your minimap in your mine's vicinity once detonated. Now for the score streaks detailed. We have the UAV, which is a standard UAV like we've seen before, or spy plane. The HDXD, which is a hover RCXD car. The counter UAV that distorts the enemy's minimap. The care package drops a random score streak. The sentry gun, which is a controllable sentry gun, but I'm guessing it will also be automatic as well. The cluster missile is a controlled cluster missile to rain bombs on your enemies, kind of like the Hellstorm missile. AGM strike fires 3 missiles in a precise location like the lightning strike. The Death Machine is hip-firing a Gatling gun. The Destructionator is hip-firing a missile launcher. This is similar to the War Machine, but with missiles. The Wraith is an AI-controlled gunship that goes invisible once shot. The GI unit is a robot unit that can assist you on an objective. The VSAT allows to see enemy direction on the minimap, like we've seen before. EMP disables enemy HUD, score streaks, equipment, and cybernetics. The RAPS is a ship that drops RAPS balls that seek enemy out, essentially dogs. The Spider Tank fires a barrage of missiles from a Spider Tank with targeting systems. And the Fireflies, this calls in a Firefly swarm to burn your enemies alive, and this is a miniature version of the swarm. And also the Mothership, which remotely is controlled and will allow 2 teammates to assist you within it. And the secret score streak for getting about 25, 30 gun streak, things like that, is still under debate within the studio. They don't know whether to make a medal or a score streak that just affects players, so they don't know whether to have Moabs, nukes, things like that, and they're not too sure on whether it should be a 25 gun streak, 50 kills overall score streak, or what it can be. So they're still discussing that one. Thank you for joining me today. I will be back at the same time tomorrow with the details of Leak Week day 3 out of 7. What's going on, everyone? I'm Ducky and welcome back to day 3 out of 7 of hashtag Leak Week. Today we're going to be talking about the esports and zombies. Be sure to be subscribed to this channel so you catch every day of Leak Week. This information does really sound like you'd expect it to, but that means that the leak could have just kind of guessed what everyone's expecting, and that's what they've written. But this is definitely very detailed in terms of what we have as zombies, and the esports is as we would expect as well. So the esports is something that Treyarch are 100% committed to. Black Ops 2 was arguably annually the biggest growing year for the Call of Duty franchise, and this year they're hoping to top that with Black Ops 3. I've not found that many details, however I can provide several different pieces of information I've obtained. League play will return bigger and better than ever, Codcast mode will return, a competitive event will take place at Gamescom, around 8 to 12 teams will battle it out over a 3 to 4 day period on livestream. Debate on whether or not Black Ops 2 League play should be promoted in order to allow for up and coming teams to qualify. Black Ops 3 will be integrated with MLG in some fashion. At the moment it is unclear as to what. Negotiations are still taking place. Primary console has not yet been determined. Activision are in the negotiation stage with Microsoft at this time. This is like how they replied to my tweet in the video we spoke about earlier this week. In terms of zombies, the Raygun Mark III will be back due to the overwhelming popularity of the Raygun Mark II that was introduced in the Vengeance map pack. For day 1, the Raygun Mark III, Treyarch have not hesitated to bring this in. The weapon will be fully automatic. The magazine size is constantly being altered from 30 to 45 due to the developers trying to balance the weapon accordingly. As you can imagine, a fully automatic ray gun is hard to balance. If you're a fan of the original ray gun, then don't worry, this will also be returning. The team originally had the idea of pack punching a weapon twice, which would send the ray gun through the marks. The original ray gun to the ray gun Mark II and then to the ray gun Mark III. However, this was dismissed, but could still possibly make it into the final game. Pack Punch, the developers are still going back and forth regarding pack punching a weapon twice instead of once. However, if this does make it into the final game, for example the Raygun Mark III's first upgrade will be to fire red lasers and the second will be blue, and pack punching a weapon twice will be for visual effects and give a slight increase in damage. Not as big a buff from default weapon to pack punch weapon though. In terms of zombies AI, despite the zombies AI being upgraded as mentioned earlier, the zombies will still be able to be trained. The team are dedicated in bringing new features to the zombies experience, however still want to maintain the classic zombies experience. For example, the new AI could climb out of the window, fall over and roll, as opposed to just climbing over the ledge. As well as this, zombies could now be lurking when you open a new door to a new area of the map. For example, remember the zombies still have a conscious brain almost, so they could just be essentially ready to pounce at the opening of a door. He cannot stress this enough, although the AI has been improved. The classic zombies training will return. It's more or less for visuals and not gameplay. So this does sound somewhat legitimate, sounding like the source is actually kind of inside of Activision and Treyarch, and of course the negotiation stage with Microsoft at this time has not been decided. They're still working with them whether it will be an exclusive or not, and that's why we didn't see anything on the trailer. However, this could just be piecing together the information we have so far and popping it all in one. If we look at the leak yesterday, we didn't really have much difference between Black Ops 2 and the score streaks introduced within Black Ops 3, so the leak said, and all the new ones had been seen within the trailer but were just kind of given a special name by the leaker. Nonetheless, this does sound awesome if it does become true, and I'll see you at the same time tomorrow for Leak Week Day 4. Welcome back to Leak Week everyone, I'm Ducky, and today I'm going to be going through the weapons that were actually leaked, detailed to do with Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and this is what the leak reads. This is the same source as we have had the whole leak week, and I will be covering the whole week unless it gets disproven, but here is the inside source and this is what they say. Weapon details cannot be given at this time because names are always constantly being changed. However, the weapons will be based on what weapons we see today. As you can imagine, in 50 years time are going to be completely different to the ones in combat today. However, Treyarch still want to maintain the fact that Call of Duty Black Ops 3 will be as real to warfare as possible in 50 years time. That's why they have taken models from already existing weapons and put a futuristic twist on them. For example, the FAMAS will return, although it may have a different name. You'll still be able to recognise the weapon with its visual features. Another thing to note, laser weapons will not be returning. As mentioned earlier, Treyarch want to simulate warfare in 50 years as realistic as possible, and snipers are currently similar to Black Ops 2, so quick scoping will return. And this is also something that Treyarch said that the community loved having these OP snipers. I hate them, honestly. I mean, it's fun, it's a really good skill to learn with quick scoping and even hard scoping. I think hard scoping is fine, but they're just too powerful. As soon as you go around the corner, boom, you're dead. It's just literally people are sprinting round with a massive rifle and are just using it way too easily. They need to be more controlled, more heavy. It's just too OP, but that's my personal opinion, and I do actually believe this source when they say that the details cannot be given because obviously stats are being changed constantly, and recoil and damage and fire rate, all those things to really balance the weapon. So they may not be extremely realistic, but they do have to balance the weapons. And of course they're not going the advanced warfare route with laser weapons. They're sticking to the actual gunpowder firing method. They still think that that will be returning in 50 years time too. But they're the details we have today. I will be telling you in the future, also after leak week, what the insiders actually say about the weapons, and also what the insiders say about all the new movement things, because some people were fortunate enough to play the pre-alpha of the game, and this is where this leak comes in as well. This person has had access to the pre-alpha. But I will see you all tomorrow for leak week day 5. Who knows what will be detailed. What's going on, everyone? I'm Ducky and welcome back to leak week day 5 out of 7. So all week we're going to be receiving leaks about the contents of the new Call of Duty Black Ops game, and this is Black Ops 3 from the insiders there, and they are actually leaking one piece of information about one sort of subject per day, and this is leak week. This is day 5 out of 7. Be sure to be subscribed to this channel for day 6 as well. So today we received information on the multiplayer maps, which we've seen a bit of crossover of these appearing within other modes such as campaign and a bit of zombies as well, but mainly multiplayer. And we're going to talk about DLC maps and a few remakes as well today. But here are the maps they listed and also gave us a description. So there's Hunted. This is a mid to long range engagement map with a waterfall in the middle. There's Labyrinth, which is fast paced and close quarters. Tight tunnels allow shotguns and SMGs to dominate the forgotten tombs and tunnels of Giza. An open night themed map surrounding a central church dominated by snipers in the watchtower is Boneyard. Stronghold is a snowy, icy based map in the foothills of Switzerland, allowing for close quarters combat with long range engagements. There's Relic, which is battle your way through some of the world's most cherished items in the world's most protected museum. There's Convert, which is the Gonzu facility, and you battle it out in the Gonzu facility where the very own cybernetics you rely on are being created. There's Overboard, which is sinking rapidly. A large oil rig allows for assault rifles to dominate in the forever changing map. There's Blockade, a map based at the bottom of a crumbling dam. Watch out for the falling rubble and water. There's Poolside, which is battle it out on the outskirts of one of Dubai's most luxurious hotel swimming pool. There's Combine, a tight close quarters map allowing for SMGs and shotguns to dominate with a risky but rewarding wall running spot. There's Construction, which is fight it out in a fully functioning construction site where cranes move large slabs of concrete and metal, forever changing the map layout. There's Storage, which is a storage warehouse full of the newest military technology, robots, tanks and helicopters, etc. There's Reactor, which is battle it out in the forever abandoned nuclear reactor facility in Chernobyl, which blew up absolutely ages ago considering the date that this game's going to be set. But it says these new cybernetic enhancements can actually allow the soldiers to survive in these conditions. That's what leaks have said as well. And there are some dynamic map elements here as well on some of them. Some of them are very basic. We've seen some sort of concepts of these before, such as Convert, the cybernetic factory that's kind of like a drone on Black Ops 2, and we also have the oil rig one that sounds a lot like Carrier from Black Ops 2 as well. And also we have Storage, which is the storage warehouse that sounds kind of a lot like the Area 51 on Black Ops. So there's a lot of concepts here that we haven't seen before in the Black Ops series. They've taken a bit of ideas from other studios as well, but they've got their main ideas. This is obviously Treyarch with their turn, and they do it their way, which they very, very like. And also we do have some other map details as well. The studio are currently in debate on what map they would like to see return from Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Of course, course, Nuketown will make a return either as a pre-order bonus or a future DLC map. The team are leaning towards the pre-order bonus. As well as this, however, they're also considering map remakes to return such as Raid, Hijacked or Standoff. Expect a community poll to be released by Treyarch over the next coming month before the reveal. Moving from Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies is also in the talk, and the idea is that there's going to be a space map in multiplayer. That would be a nice special addition to the default maps. However, it is likely to appear as DLC. In terms of DLC maps, not much detail at the moment as the team are working on the default maps. However, a 100% underwater map that was going to be a default map yet to be named will be inspired by the Lion City, which is an underwater city in China that was purposely flooded in the 1950s. So a fully underwater map sounds awesome as well. But they're the details leaked to us today. I will be back at the same time tomorrow bringing you the details that we receive about Call of Duty Black Ops 3. We've received some really interesting stuff. Hopefully it'll become true. Let me know what you think of these maps down below in the comment section, and I will see you all next time. What is going on, everyone? I'm Ducky and welcome back to Leak Week. This is the penultimate episode and day of Leak Week. Today is day 6 out of 7 of Leak Week. Tomorrow we will receive the final leak as well, and I'll be going through that with you guys. But today we received the leak of perks and abilities for the specialists in Call of Duty Black Ops 3 multiplayer. So there are going to be 9 specialists in total, we already know that, and we have the 9 abilities for these guys. Now remember, before the trailer was released, this is when this leak was actually posted, and only some of it's going to be leaked every day. That's why we had hashtag Leak Week. So each page of the leak is detailed each day, and this is all done before the trailer, so it was impossible for the leaker to make this up from the intel we gathered from the trailer and intel after Friday. So in terms of abilities for specialists, there are going to be 9 specialists. We're not sure on which is which one at the moment because these are not listed. However, we do just have the list of the 9 abilities. There's going to be invisibility, which means you can go invisible for a short duration. There's glitch, which means go back in time and teleport. We've talked about that one before. There's hardened, which is increased bullet resistance. There's overdrive, which is increased speed for a short duration. There's power, that increases the thrust power, faster movements and hover, so all of the cybernetic enhancements. There's vision pulse, which can see people through walls for a short duration. There's damage, which is increased bullet damage for a short duration. There's combat focus, which is an increased score multiplier for a short duration. And there's finally bullseye, which is increased accuracy for a short duration. So these can only be used once a bar is filled up, we already know that, and these can then be used for a short duration, most of them. So they're what you can actually use in terms of a specialist if you're using kind of the pre-made specialist. But if you are creating your own class, you can pick from one of these perks. These have not been put into perk classes yet, into perk slot 1, perk slot 2, perk slot 3, etc., because they are constantly changing these in the pre-alpha. So the perks we have, we've seen all these before, and that's what we usually see within Call of Duty, the return of old perks, just some have new names. So we have Blind Eye, Ghost, Fast Hands, Scavenger, Blast Suppressor, Hard Line, Flak Jacket, Resistance, Hardwired, X-Ray, which is an Engineer, and Tactical Helmet, which is Attack Mask, Dead Silence, Awareness, Dexterity, and Peripherals. So they're all the perks we have detailed today. You may recognise some of them may be integrated in a new way too, but we will find out more when we actually get more information on the game. We are expecting a ton of multiplayer stuff to be dropped at Gamescom this year, and of course we'll find out a lot at E3 as well. But I will see you all tomorrow for the final day of hashtag Leak Week.